Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, April 26th. We have all you need to know about changes in University Park's police force, as well as updates on an inmate's death at Rockview State Correctional Institute.
We also have more on disciplinary hearings for police officers across the country, along with weather, sports, and entertainment. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Zachary O'Brien.
And I'm Jamie DeBellonia.
Student-organized events featuring right-wing speakers James Lindsay and Alex Stein have officially been postponed indefinitely. Penn State organization Young America's Foundation planned to host Lindsay for a lecture last Thursday, and Uncensored America was planned to host Stein for a lecture this past Monday. Stein was previously invited to speak at an event with the Proud Boys founder Gavin McKines in October. That event ended up being canceled due to the university's concerns of potential violence. While the respective Penn State student organizations requested that the allotted dates be changed, the university has the authority to not allow events if they think there is a potential threat to the community.
A 17-year law enforcement veteran has been named as Penn State's newest chief of police and public safety. Wesley Sheets has held the position since January and was selected to fill the role overseeing university police and public safety permanently. His appointment began on Monday. Sheets began his law enforcement career in 2006 and joined Penn State in 2013 as police lieutenant and station commander. He was promoted to deputy chief of police for the Southwest District in 2018 and executive deputy chief of operations in 2021. As chief, Sheets oversees a department that includes university police, the department that provides police and safety services at all 22 of Penn State's campuses.
The State College Police Department is requesting the public's assistance in identifying suspects involved in alleged retail theft from the Target in downtown State College. The three individuals were allegedly involved with several thefts from the Target located on East Beaver Avenue. If you know the suspects in this theft or have any information regarding this matter, you're urged to submit an anonymous tip through the State College Police Department or contact them directly at 814-234-7150. Any help is appreciated.
Another inmate at Rockview State Correctional Institute has been declared dead after being found unresponsive in his cell. Richard Wood's death comes after two Rockview inmates died in early March and another died earlier this month. Each were found unresponsive in their cells and later died at the hospital, with causes of death not yet found. Prison staff and medical personnel attempted life-saving measures on Woods, and EMS provided advanced life support while taking him to Mount Nittany Medical Center, where he died at 7:38 a.m. Woods was serving a life sentence for murder in Philadelphia. He had been at Rockview since June 2003. State police are still investigating the death of the 46-year-old, and the Center County Coroner's Office will determine the cause. Penn State's Outdoor Music Festival, Moving On, is quickly approaching. So what kind of weather can you expect to feel when jamming out on the IM fields? Well, Luke Snyder with Campus Weather Service has more details in tonight's weather report. Take a look.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening. I'm student meteorologist Luke Snyder here for your Wednesday evening forecast. The big story for much of this week is going to be this large rain system we have coming in later tomorrow evening, but a little bit more of a closer look on that later on as we take a closer look at that radar. Currently around the Commonwealth, you can see that we are having some partly cloudy skies for much of the area, like Altoona, Harrisburg, and Lancaster, for example, are experiencing these relatively cloudy skies. And so take a closer look and zoom in here at State College on Beaver Stadium. You can see we have these very large and puffy clouds occurring in the sky right now. Looking at the rest of your current conditions, you can see we're going to be sitting at around 59 degrees right now, with it feels like at 59 as well, and a low dew point of 30 degrees. So it's going to be a little bit dry in the air for right now, but we do, however, have some strong winds coming in from the west at around 14 miles per hour. And looking at temperatures in surrounding counties, you can see the State College County itself is going to be sitting at around 57 degrees, while the surrounding counties and the rest of the Commonwealth are going to be following that trend of the 50s as well. The only exceptions we have as we take a wider look is going to be around Bradford and the Erie area, where you can see Erie is actually going to be breaking that 50-degree threshold, sitting around 45 degrees. And the opposite is going to be true to take a look at the southeastern portion of the state, as where Philadelphia and Harrisburg are going to be breaking into these lower 60s for their current conditions right now. However, as we take a wider look into the rest of the lower 48, much of the country is going to be experiencing very seasonable conditions. If anything, the country is going to be a little bit lower than they typically are for this time of year. But other than that, we do have some relatively average temperatures. Looking at the future trend for temperatures, however, you can see the 6 to 10 day outlook is going to be showing the eastern portion of these country having a little bit more of a decrease in temperatures over the next few days. And you can see that as we take a look at the western and specifically northwestern portion of the country, you can see they're going to be experiencing a little bit more of an increase in temperatures over the next week or so. Looking at that future radar, like I mentioned earlier, you can see that we have temperatures dipping a little bit more overnight and into tomorrow morning. And tomorrow morning, we're not really going to be expecting much. We have some very clear skies, minimal cloud coverage, and some very seasonable temperatures. So make sure to enjoy that if you can as much as possible. But as we head into Thursday evening and specifically into early Friday morning, you can see this is where we really have those showers starting to make way, especially in the Pittsburgh region early on. And we're going to take a little bit of a wider look at that rain system as it comes through the Commonwealth. So you can see that right now we have this very large swath of rain making its way through early Friday morning. And that's going to pass its way through and eventually reach the State College region later on Friday afternoon. And then later on that evening, it's going to be the entire state is going to be covered in these showers, with only a slight break being overnight from Saturday into Sunday. So much of Saturday is going to be a washout, and then early into Sunday morning, we have a slight break in these showers before another large rain swath comes on and makes its way through the area, causing much of the state again to be covered in showers for Sunday evening. And taking a closer look in the rest of the work week ahead, you can see that again Monday is going to be very rainy as well, with Monday evening being the only potential break in showers before another rain system makes its way through the area. I'm looking at precipitation accumulation totals. You can see that later on into Saturday morning, after that large system moves through Friday evening, you can see we have almost an entire inch of rain across much of the Commonwealth. And it's going to be pretty stagnant for the totals for much of Saturday before we have that second large system move through the area from Sunday into Monday, where you can see that almost the entire Commonwealth is experiencing some pretty significant rainfall totals. Looking at your conditions for the rest of tonight, however, you can see that we're going to be sitting in around 35 degrees for later on this evening, with partly cloudy skies and a slight chance of those frosts. Just make sure if you're going to be outside to stay aware and stay alert of those conditions. And taking a look at tomorrow, you can see that we're reaching a high of 64 degrees, with the AM frost lingering on from later on this evening, with lots of sun and some calm winds coming on in as well. And taking a look at your 7-day forecast, you can see that we have that rain again moving in on Friday for that moving in concert here at Penn State, unfortunately. And that rain is going to stick with us for almost the entire week ahead, with again Monday evening being that only potential break of rain before those PM showers come in again on Tuesday and continue into Wednesday as well to close off this 7-day outlook. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Luke Snyder. Have a great night.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Olivia Dunn with your sports update. Jack Fressione of Penn State men's lacrosse has been named the Big Ten Specialist of the Week following his play against Rutgers on Friday. Fressione racked up 17 saves against the Scarlet Knights and led the Lions to a 14-5 victory at Panzer Stadium. The sophomore also made sure to scoop up 2 ground balls during play and now has a 9-3 overall record and a save percentage of .582. Fressione's performance gave the Lions their second Big Ten regular season championship in program history. The Annapolis native will lead the team to Baltimore on May 4th to face the winner of the Ohio State versus Michigan game in the Big Ten semifinals. Nittany Lions baseball picked up their first Big Ten series sweep over the weekend against Ohio State. On Sunday, the Lions beat the Buckeyes 15-3 to seal their first in-conference sweep since last May. Freshman Bobby Marsh had a massive 3-run home run in the fourth and led the Lions to shut out the Buckeyes with a whopping 10 runs in the inning. In total, Penn State held Ohio State to over 6 shutout innings in relief and scored the Buckeyes 32-8 in the series. The Lions are now 5-7 in the Big Ten and will host Iowa beginning Friday, April 28th. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is officially a New York Jet as of Monday. The announcement came 40 days after Rodgers announced on the Pat McAfee show that he intended to play for the Jets this coming season. However, it was not an easy pickup, with the New York trading away a number 13 first-round pick and number 42 second-round pick for the 4-time MVP. They've also conditionally traded a 2024 second-round pick that becomes a first if Rodgers plays 65% of plays this season. The Jets are coming off of years of frustration after 12 seasons without a playoff appearance, the longest active streak in the NFL. The Packers are now going to turn to Jordan Love, a 2020 first-round pick who served as Rodgers' backup for the past 3 seasons. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Gabrielle Tyner has the latest updates from the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Baby Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss. Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Gabrielle Tyner with your entertainment update. Following Penn State's annual Movin' On concert, another concert will be just starting. Penn State's National Council of Negro Women, NCNW for short, will be hosting its first ever Players Ball on Friday, April 28th from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. at 3 Dots downtown. Rapper Callie will be headlining the event. She has over 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify, with hit singles like Wet and Mm-Mm, and her most recent release, Area Codes. Tickets for members of the organization will be $20, $25 for regular students, and $30 for the general public. At prices starting at $160, groups of 5 can purchase bottle service, ranging in a variety of alcohol choices. Hookah will also be available for purchase. The goal of the NCNW is to unite women of African descent through community service and programs on issues like health, education, and economic power. In other local news, the Berkey Creamery is getting a new flavor added to their lineup. On May 1st, the creamery will unveil its newest flavor, the Belisario College Chocolate Pretzel Crunch. The flavor has been around for a while, but its name was recently changed to honor the college's soon-to-be alumni. The rename will last until June, and when Vivian Belisario, the wife of Donald P. Belisario, is recognized as an honorary Penn State alum. The new flavor will be available for purchase at the creamery and online. On a national note, longtime CNN anchor Don Lemon has been terminated from his position due to his questionable behavior towards women. In February, he made a remark that Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley was no longer in her prime and considered women in their prime to be in their early 20s, 30s, and 40s. Lemon had reportedly been openly hostile towards women in the network. However, a spokesperson for Lemon claimed the story was full of false accusations. Lemon took to Twitter to announce his dismissal from the network. He goes on to say he was never given any indication that he would not be able to work for the network and that there are larger issues at play, followed by a thanks to his colleagues. And that's all for your entertainment update. After the break, interview anchor Caroline Quick will be speaking with Alexandra Yevseyeva, the president of Penn State's French Club. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Borzillo. You're here with Aiden Harrell.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from camp.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Caroline Quick. With me tonight is Alexandra Yevseyeva, the president of Penn State's French Club. Alexandra, thank you so much for being here tonight. I'd like to start by asking you, what is the Penn State French Club?
Thank you for having me. The French Club is a Penn State affiliated club organization for students at Penn State, both undergrad and grad, who are interested in French language or Francophone culture. We're trying to spread the awareness of different countries besides France, because there are actually 29 countries that are Francophone, and we welcome all the members.
Can you join at any time?
Yeah, you can join it both in fall and spring semesters.
And how can you join?
Well, you can come to our weekly Tuesday meetings at 6:30 p.m. at Abba Java House, or you can contact us through the Org Central or send an email.
Can we also reach out to you on social media?
Yeah, sure. We have an official Instagram. It's called PSU French Club. We are posting some pictures, events, updates, stories, so you can follow us there and send a message, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
And does it matter what your fluency in French is? Can you be a beginner? Can you be fluent already?
Yeah, it doesn't matter at all, because we're trying to get interactive people that with different levels of French. So it doesn't matter either you just started or you don't know anything at all. We are trying to just get practice and get better at it. So no one should be scared of coming to our meetings.
Right. And what does your typical meeting look like?
On our weekly meetings, as I said, we usually start with announcements if something happened during the week. And then we move on to our activities, which are usually games, conversation hours, debates, or other fun stuff.
Right. And are these games and debates usually done in French?
Yeah. We are trying to speak French as much as possible so people can either practice or just listen to it. And I know sometimes classes are not the best spot to listen to French language or practice. So we give this opportunity during our meetings.
But people are welcome to speak English if their French level isn't that advanced, right?
Yeah, sure. We are welcoming different people because we all speak English there. So if you're struggling or you don't know a word in French, you should not be scared to come.
That's wonderful. And can you tell me more about the conversation hours?
Yeah, during our conversation hours, the exec board gives our members a topic they can talk about. They give some information, some vocabulary, make it easier or for our members or to make our members learn something new. So it's an hour when we try to speak French as much as possible.
So it sounds like you're really just giving members a safe place to practice their French skills.
Yeah.
And can you tell me more about events that you have besides your weekly meetings?
Yeah, we have our socials on the weekends. It's usually weekly or bi-weekly. And some of the examples are crepe nights, game nights, outdoor pétanque competitions, or formals.
What are some of the French games that you play?
Well, as I mentioned, pétanque. And then during our meetings, we play Zack or other French.
Yeah, that sounds super fun. A great opportunity to practice your French skills. And finally, why do you think it's important to have a French club at Penn State?
Well, we have a lot of people who are majoring or minoring in French, so it is a great opportunity for them to practice. And also, as I said, our main goal is to spread the awareness of Francophone culture. So I think it's a great tool to do that. And students who are actually interested in that have an opportunity to spread their horizons, to meet new people, to have a new community. For example, our community is pretty strong, so we organize spring break trips, and it's very united.
Where was your most recent spring break trip?
Our most recent spring break trip was last spring break, and we went to New Orleans.
Oh, that sounds super exciting. Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight, Sasha. I'm Alexandra. Thank you so much for telling us more about your experience with the club. Up next, Zachary and Jamie will bring you the latest news from across the nation. Stay tuned.
Ready, mics? 3, 2, fade in on 2, mic and cue.
This is Mitney Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down. And he knew that. How do you think?
I know. She continues to hold her values and everything though. And I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart.
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts,
creators,
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
That the natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State, Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State, Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
The former Minnesota police officer who said she mistook her gun for a taser when she shot and killed Dante Wright in 2021 has now been released from prison. The Minnesota Department of Corrections said Kim Potter was released at about 4 p.m. Monday out of an abundance of caution. Potter was convicted of second-degree manslaughter and given a 2-year sentence. Back in 2021, Wright was killed after Brooklyn Center officers pulled him over for having expired license tags. Officers discovered he had a warrant for a misdemeanor weapons possession charge, and they went to arrest him. That is when Potter fatally shot Wright. Since then, Potter has apologized to Wright's family for breaking their hearts.
The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People is warning others that separate and unequal policing will return to Mississippi's majority black capital under a state-run police department. The civil rights organization is suing the governor and other officials over the matter. Republican Governor Tate Reeves says violent crime in Jackson has made it necessary to expand where the Capitol Police can patrol and authorize some appointed rather than elected judges. But the NAACP said in its lawsuit that these are serious violations of the principle of self-government as they take control of the police and some other courts of the hands of residents.
A 32-year-old black man who was fatally shot by police officers is now receiving justice for his death this year. A civilian agency tasked with oversight of the New York Police Department is currently pursuing a last-ditch attempt to get the department to discipline the officers. An administrative trial starts Monday to determine whether either violated department rules during the encounter with Kowalski Treywick. The Civilian Complaint Review Board will argue that Officer Brendan Thompson, who fired both his taser and handgun at Treywick, used an improper amount of force, and Officer Herbert David didn't promptly seek needed medical attention for Treywick. If found guilty by NYPD judge to have violated the department rules, the officers could face penalties including firing, though a final decision about the discipline will be left to the police commissioner.
On the 31st floor of what was once a towering office building in downtown Manhattan, construction workers lay down steel bracing for what will soon anchor a host of residential housing. The building has been empty since 2021 and is being converted to almost 600 market-rate rental apartments, set to house about 1,000 people. The conversion push is marketed by an emphasis on affordability. Multiple cities are offering serious tax breaks for developers to incentivize office-to-housing conversions, provided that a certain percentage of apartments are offered at an affordable below-market prices. In New York City, where the vacancy rate is nearly 16%, Mayor Eric Adams announced in January a plan to bring 500,000 new homes to the city, including what he calls rent-restricted units. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a great summer and stay safe, Penn State.